Um, so yeah, Xenoblade is my favorite game ever. That's where I got my channel name from. The people who made it, Monolith Soft, right? Oh, it's fucking amazing in every single way. The combat, the characters, the character progression, like the 1,500 different ways you can customize your character. The world, the setting, uh, the voice acting. I love the British voice acting is lit. Well, I mean that's 6 things that are all incredibly important. Oh, the art style can be pretty cool. Uh, art style is really nothing like that crazy, but dude, it's fucking great. The whole game is just nuts. The end of this game is just like the most bonkers, extreme, out of this world shit that you will never ever see coming. And it keeps you on the edge of your seat past chapter 9. Everything up until chapter 9 is decent, but nothing like, except for the very beginning, nothing like, whoa, this is nuts. But the combat and the exploration and everything is just so good that you don't really care if the story isn't crazy in the beginning. No, it builds the story like perfectly. It's just nothing is like, whoa, that's fucking nuts up until chapter 9. Um, chapter 9 is everything up until then is really just about building the character development, less about like the overarching story, because that's when you get all the characters you'll be able to play as for the entire games. Well, sorry, chapter 9 is when it starts getting crazy. Up until chapter 8 is when it's like, hey, here's a character you can play as, and here's another character. You know what I mean? And every character is awesome. None of them suck. Unless you don't really like being a healer in games or being a tank, then you might think a couple people suck. But they're all unique and they all have different ways to kill bitches. Myra, Pyra, or Melia. Melia, because she's the only one that's not hypersexualized and disgusting. So, anyways. Yeah. Combat is fucking amazing. Every second of every fight is intense AF. And it's like, man, there's so much stuff to do in every fight. No matter what character you are, there's like millions of different ways to kill who you're fighting. And you can either fuck them up with Shulk, doing like, you gotta position yourself to the side of them to do certain attacks, or behind them, or in front of them, or they gotta be toppled, which, so like an attack can cast Break, which is a status effect on an enemy, and then you have to use a move that has Topple after you put Break on them, so they fall, toppled, you know, and then they're stunned pretty much, and they can't move, so you just fuck them up. You beat the shit out of them while they're on the ground. And then you can even daze them, hit them with an attack that makes them dazed and confused while they're toppled for even more fuck up your ridge. And it's crazy. And character customization is nuts. Like, dude, I spent so much time giving people different weapons and armor, and giving people different, like, tons of different gem combinations and stuff, which is like, you could, like, armor and weapons have sockets, like, you know, like Diablo and World of Warcraft and stuff, and other RPGs. And you just make your characters like OP as fuck just from the gems, and it's like the perfect blend of a JRPG and a Western RPG, because it's like the combat and the character stuff is like Western, and everything, literally everything else. Oh, and the open world is Western, and everything else is like Japanese. And you can like build relationships with with the characters, and then that unlocks different skill tree things that unlock different passive abilities, and there's so much stuff. And the best part about the game is that you don't even have to do any of that stuff if you don't want. You can just play the game and do minimal character, whatever it's called, management, You just do minimal stuff like change their weapons, and that's it. You don't have to do all the other crap, but you can if you want to be OP and kill everything way easier and stuff like that. And it's fucking cool, and the story is unbelievably crazy at the end, and all the characters are awesome, and the music, dude, is fucking amazing. The first song you hear is the title screen song, and that's like my favorite video game song ever. And there's a song at the intro, when you're playing as Dunban and you're fighting on Sword Valley. That is so epic, and it's like gives me fucking boners every time, boner soup in my pants. And there's so many good songs in the game. Only like 2, I think, are like whatever. They're just kind of songs that are, they just had to make them, you know. That's what they kind of felt like. They're like, how can we fit this feeling of this area? Oh, let's just do, you know, the first thing that comes to mind, and not really try that much with this song, which is fine. It's whatever. Not every song could be amazing, because since in a video game where there's like 40 songs, so it's whatever. Not a big deal. Dude, what else can I fucking say? The setting of being on 2 titans, that's the world you live on, is 2 giant fucking god titan things. And that is like the coolest thing, even though it's so anime. It's like, it's fucking dope. That's badass as fuck. And they're like corpses. They fought each other and then they died, and then that's where you live. So imagine Earth, just if Earth was shaped like a humanoid thing with a giant sword and was also attacking another. There's no spoilers, it's the fucking premise of the game. And then Earth was fighting Mars, which Mars also happened to be, Mechonis and Bionis, yep. Yeah, getting winded talking about it. I have so much to say. I feel like I've said a lot about it, but at the same time I haven't. I just can't really say much without going into spoilers. But the side quests. There we go. Let's talk about side quests. Side quests are awesome in this version. They made it so much better. It's like you get a million fucking side quests every area you're in. It's crazy how many side quests there are. But in this version, you can track the side quests, and on your map, it gives you an exclamation point of every spot where something is that you need for a quest. So you can just bust out like 40 fucking side quests in like an hour or 2, when in the original game it would take you like 3 times as long, because you had to find everything yourself. There was no like markers on the map telling you where the things are. And I love it. And okay, it was something no one has ever talked about is the fast travel and how good it is. If you're in one area, the areas are fucking huge. So if you're in one area, say you're on like the Bionis leg, if you're on one end of it all the way the fuck over here, and you want to fast travel to the beginning, you can, and it takes literally 1 second. You go, and you're there. Literally, like, I counted 1 second. Yeah, just like Link's Awakening, except Link's Awakening is way smaller of a game. This is a huge game. Everything loads instantly when you do it, and I don't know why no one talks about that, because, like, that's crazy load times. Like, it was even like that on the Wii, and no one even talked about that. And even if you want to fast travel to another area and leave that area and go to a different one, it still doesn't take that long. It takes less than like 10 seconds probably. So the loading is so super fast. Like nothing really pops in either when you do the fast travel. Everything's just there, ready. I don't know how they do that because there's a lot to load. So that makes side quests 400 times faster too. Like, okay, I'm on this end, but something I need for side quests is right there. That would take me like 5 minutes to walk there, or it could take less than 1 second to fast travel, and it's just so cool. And oh, never mind. And I just love that, dude. It's such a time saver. It's so cool. And like the quests, when you complete them, most of the side quests, if they're not tied to like a named character, if like Colony 9 resident gave you this quest and not like Jacob gave you the quest, if you go do the nameless person quest, you literally just complete it on the spot. You don't have to go back to the person to turn it in. You just do it. It's just over. Right there. Right when you kill the 5th thing that you needed to kill, you boom. Quest done. You get the money for it or whatever you get from it. Like instantly. And that's so cool. Like no games do that. I can't think of a single game that does that. Even like playing The Witcher 3, which came out 5 years after Xenoblade, you still have to go back and turn in every single quest. And which is not really that big of a deal in The Witcher. I'm just saying, like, there's just so many quality of life stuff in this game that isn't in other games. I don't really know why. Oh my god. And oh yeah, and also changing the day and night times, like changing time, instant loading. Like there's no load screen. There's not even a load screen. There's not even a clock spinning for like half a millisecond. It's just, you could change the time from noon to fucking 10 o'clock at night, and it loads in like half a second, and it's so cool. Like the loading in this game is like nothing. There's no loading pretty much, and I don't know how nobody talks about that. I'm very confused. I would like, if especially like tech people who are super into the tech side of games and stuff. I don't even know if it is part because of the Switch, because other games fast travels they're pretty long. Like Breath of the Wild's fast travels pretty long. Mario Odyssey is also another game with instant fast travel, at least when it comes to like, no, it's not really that instant, but okay, makes sense. It's just I don't know how no one talks about it with this game. I don't know how I don't know how the developers were able to pull it off, but it's really cool. Yeah, dude. Like, the one flaw I could say about it is that the side quests are never that interesting. Sometimes you're like, yeah, I'll figure out why this thing is happening, and then once you do, it's just kind of whatever. But they're just fun to do. That I think doing the quests is way better than not doing them, and I think the good of doing them outweighs the bad of how pretty uninteresting they all are. There was a couple quests where I was pretty invested in, but only like 2 out of like the 600 that I did. They're just so fun to do and complete on the spot and get tons of money from them and build affinity and stuff. And oh my god, I don't even know what else I could say that without going into spoilers, but okay, one other flaw I can think of is it looks like a Wii game, right? And even though it's an HD remaster, there's still times where you can be like, yeah, this was a Wii game. Like the rain effects are pretty like low quality. They like are fuzzy as fuck. Like it seems like they didn't even adjust the rain for the new version. They just straight up kept the same rain from the Wii version. Kind of the same with the snow effect. But during the day, the game looks wicked fucking good. Like every area during the day, because of the lighting is different, and the clouds always look cool. Even the stars at night look really pretty. But at nighttime, when there isn't any of the new lighting, it doesn't really look crazy. It looks like the Wii version. Also, playing in handheld mode sucks, kind of. It looks pretty bad. Like, it looks worse than the Wii version in handheld mode. But if you're playing a game like this in handheld mode, I'm sorry you exist, because you should. I don't really get why you would, unless you're just, like, on a bus and you're trying to do side quests in the meantime. But if you're buying it only to play in handheld mode, what's wrong with you? Switch Lite gang. Yeah, or if you have a Switch Lite and that's all you have. But even still, don't buy a Switch Lite. Buy a real Switch for $100 more and get 5 million more features out of it. Please, don't buy a Switch Lite. Waste of money. Yeah. Do you have a Switch Lite? So yeah, that's my review. It is my. I've liked it. So I played it on the Wii and I played it on when it was on the 3DS. Which I don't know how they did that on the 3DS. I'm pretty sure there's even instant fast travel on there too. Maybe not. I don't really remember, but. And then I played it on here, so that's my third time. Second time beating it. I never beat it on the 3DS. But third time playing it. I'm pretty sure I liked it significantly more my third time. Like, everything about this game. You can. Another thing I didn't say earlier about the gems, that you can make gems, and you can have two people, one person. You have two people crafting the gems, and depending on their affinity, like their relationship level, they do better at the crafting. So there's just so much depth with every single aspect of this game, and it's just crazy. And I probably forgot a few things that I want to talk about, but not important. Anyways, probably if I didn't think of them yet. So I 1,000,000% recommend getting this fucking game. It is so good. It might be a little off-putting to people who are super like anti-Japanese RPG people, who think it's just like anime, but I feel like this would be a good game for those people because it's so westernized. Because I don't typically like super Japanese games either. Like Persona 5 and all those games don't really appeal to me. Well, I want to try them, but they don't really appeal to me. And the Tales series doesn't really appeal to me because they're just so anime, and it's just not really my thing. But this game, like, the open world is crazy. There's so much stuff to do, and the story is amazing. Regardless, it's not. I guess you could say it's a pretty anime story, but I don't watch anime, so to me, it's fucking cool, and I've never seen anything like it. So, yeah, get the fucking game. Quit being a bitch about it, you bitch. And yeah, that's my review.